Maybe, maybe, maybe. Yes, I know. Continue. I do not want to listen to myself. There we go. All right. Now, where the heck was I?
Apologies, but it seems your U-chip is running out-of-date firmware.
Thought I had that fixed. I guess not.
Welcome, Citizen Graham.
Thank you.
Outdated U-chip firmware detected. Firmware must be updated to use Union City facilities.
I was about to return to give Ember a piece of my mind when...
Transporting you to the nearest safety services.
That doesn't sound good.
The stalkers had come into the city. But looking around, that didn't make any sense. This place was a paradise compared to the Union City I'd left all those years ago. Joey had certainly turned the place around. I had to find the stalkers. And whoever he was, Graham was my only lead. I just had to sort out my U-chip problems first.
It's not running smoothly. Oh well.
Hello?
Good morning, Graham.
Hello.
Grundy. I trust you are well on this fine day.
Not really.
Actually,
Aha! Have you tried Dijon buttercream spankles? It's new.
Nope.
sounds delightful.
Not really.
That's the spirit. Now, Mr. Grundy, we both know why you're here, don't we?
I guess we do.
Firmware.
Your firmware. It's ridiculously out of date. Let's get you sorted then, shall we? Go on.
Okay.
Place your hand on the platform.
Okay, here goes.
Well, that's very strange.
What's very strange?
What's very strange?
You said that's very strange a moment ago. Something about my data.
I didn't. You said, what's very strange?
Kind of personal.
I only
Talking
said
about a
because
man's
you
data.
said that's very strange.
Great. What else can I do for you, Citizen Graham?
There was something strange about the ID that I had acquired. While she may have lost the plot, I definitely hadn't. So is my firmware all up to date?
It sure is, Citizen Graham. Now you can get back to being a top-notch citizen again. I see you have 2 weeks of public voting to catch up on. Better find a terminal and hop to it.
What was the firmware update for?
Well, Mr. Grundy, your U-chip appears to be quite an outdated model. It still had the original firmware from the early iterations of the Council's U-chip program. Frankly, I'm surprised you got by for so long.
Me too.
Lived a simple life.
You poor thing.
Would you mind scanning my U-chip like you did before?
But, Graham, your firmware is up to date.
Humor me.
Okay. Well, that's very strange.
There, you just did it again.
Because you asked me to humor you.
I mean, you said that's very strange again.
I assure you that I have a precise log of this entire conversation, and I said no such thing.
It appeared that every time she tried to access my data, the last few seconds of her memory was wiped.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
That could come in handy.
Can you tell me everything you know about Joey?
Joey was pivotal in the restructuring of Union City, and we will always remember him fondly. If you would like to learn more about Joey's role in the rebirth of Union City, why don't you visit the Museum of New History? Is there anything else I can help you with?
So Joey isn't around anymore?
When the city was ready to be ruled democratically, Joey stepped aside to make way for the Council. If you would like to learn more about Joey's role in the rebirth of Union City, why don't you visit the Museum of New History? Is there anything else I can help you with?
Can you try accessing my data one
Oh,
more
come
time?
on.
But, Citizen Graham, I haven't accessed your data.
Strange.
Please access my data.
Well, that's very strange.
What?
What?
That's what I thought. Whatever was blocking my U-chip was disrupting her memory playback. Another item to add to the Graham Grundy mystery list. I'm looking for a vehicle.
Well, a monopod station can be found at either end of the piazza.
Are there any vehicles in the city that have legs?
Polite request for disambiguation. By legs, do you mean a vehicle transporting prosthetics, flat-packed furniture, or fried chicken?
I mean a vehicle with legs for propulsion.
Do you mean a skateboard or scooter?
You are no help.
I'm here to help.
No, you're not.
To be more specific, I'm looking for a vehicle that uses legs instead of wheels for locomotion.
Oh, I do wish I could be more help, but I have seen no such creature.
No, a vehicle. Forget it.
Forget it.
Where can I find one of these terminals?
They're everywhere. You can't throw a bilby without hitting a terminal.
Why would I want to throw a bilby?
I know, they're so cute.
Tell me about Union City.
The temperature is a perfect 296 degrees.
296 degrees? In what units?
Kelvin, obviously. What else would it be?
What's happening in the city these days?
Have you tried Dijon buttercream spankles? It's new.
I have not. Is it tasty?
38% of citizens say yes.
38% is not a great endorsement.
Get it before it's gone.
Maybe
Can you
not.
tell me about this council?
The council was formed as a democratic oversight committee to ensure the happiness and prosperity of Union City. The council is made up of 5 ministries. Ministry of Plenty, Ministry of Comfort, Ministry of Safety, Ministry of Aspiration, Ministry of Well-being. Would you like to know more?
I think I need to.
Polite suggestion. A complete account of the council can be found at the Museum of New History. Is there anything else I can help you with?
How can I speak to the council?
Communication with the council is performed through your daily polls.
Right. Anything a little more direct?
Well, I'm sure if you saw one of them wandering about, they'd be more than happy to chat.
That's more
Would
like
they
it.
though?
Where would I find them?
The council resides within the Citadel. Unfortunately, your kudos level does not permit you access. I'm sure you understand.
Not really.
Listen, I don't know if you'll be able to help
Not
on
gonna be
this.
able to help me on this.
I'm here to help.
Okay.
Let's see how that goes.
I'm looking for a child that went missing 2 days ago.
And from which part of the city did this child go missing?
He was from outside the city.
I can only help you locate citizens.
I'm still very curious about this strange thing you keep mentioning.
As am I, sir. Shall I notify a well-being officer?
No, forget I mentioned it.
Very well. Forgetting you mentioned it has been recorded for training purposes.
I'm looking for a child named Milo.
Accessing citizen database.
He is not a citizen.
Is he an animal?
No, I told you he's a child.
Because Milo is a very common name for pets.
That fact does not help me.
I can only help you locate citizens.
I need to find a missing child.
Does it need to be missing?
What?
It's much easier to find a non-missing child.
If he wasn't missing, I
Smart
wouldn't
butt.
need to find him, would I?
But if I'd found him, then he wouldn't be missing, would he?
His name is...
Good news. While you were chatting, I checked our records and there are no missing children in Union City.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Was I helpful?
No.
Yes.
Would you like to fill out a survey?
No.
Absolutely not.
Okay then. Keep a smile on your face, Graham.
Now that I dealt with my U-chip problem, I needed to find out more about my new identity. Graham Grundy.
Hooray! Another customer. Please scan your U-chip to place an order. One fresh premium spankles.
Thanks, I guess. You deserve the best.
As pleasant as this place was, I doubted it was going to help me find Milo. Hey, got a minute?
For you, sir, I have all day.
What do you do here?
My name is Hollow, and it is my pleasure to serve the wonderful people of Union City on this glorious Aspiration Day.
And what are you serving?
Well, social climbers can bring their aspiration brooches to me.
And then what?
I use this machine here to customize the hologram projected on the brooch. Isn't that fun?
It's a real
No.
parade. What is an aspiration brooch?
A special wearable reward to Union City's esteemed social climbers. Courtesy of the Council,
Yes, but what do they do?
the brooch permits entry to areas around the city, exclusive to social climbers, such as the Old History exhibit in the Museum of New History. It also tells your fellow citizens how great at gathering kudos you are.
How can I get my hands on one of these brooches?
You didn't receive one in the post?
I don't think so.
That's because aspiration brooches are only delivered to social climbers. You need an awful lot more kudos to be in with a shop.
Maybe next month, eh?
Sure. Or year, perhaps.
What can you tell me about the council?
Nothing that you won't have heard already. However, if you take a look behind my stall, you can catch a great view of the Citadel.
So you change people's aspiration brooch?
Only if they ask me to.
Sure. How do you change it?
First, my customer places their aspiration brooch here in the machine slot. Then, through me, they can choose which hologram they'd like the brooch to display.
And you put it on the brooch?
Now you're getting it.
Sounds simple enough. What's your role again?
Through me, social climbers can customize the aspiration brooch hologram. I'm especially busy this time of year.
So only social climbers get given these aspiration brooches?
Correct. And those brooches can be customized here at my stall.
So only social climbers get given these aspiration brooches?
Correct. And those brooches can be customized here at my stall.
What's your role again?
Oh,
Through me,
come on.
social climbers can customize the aspiration brooch hologram. I'm especially busy this time of year.
Have you heard anything about missing children?
Oh my, that's above my pay grade. Are they social climbers?
No. They were taken into the city from the Gap.
Well, I certainly wouldn't have had anything to do with that.
I'll see you later.
I can't wait. Calling all social climbers. Customize your aspiration brooch here.
I would have to try to talk to one of these random people. Let's try the museum.
Union City wishes all...
Oh. Well, never mind then.
The museum wasn't open yet. I'd have to come back later. Milo's trail was running cold. I needed to check out Graham's home.
Welcome, Citizen Graham.
Where would you like to go?
Nowhere.
I knew Graham had some sort of connection to Milo's kidnapping. His home would be my best, in fact, my only lead.
Wait, how
Take
does
me
he
to
know
Graham, my home.
Lakeview Apartments. Certainly, Citizen Graham.
that? Whatever.
The city knew a lot more about Graham than I did. As I arrived, masquerading as a dead man called Graham, I was apprehensive about what I would... But I had no choice. I had to find the stalker. And whoever he was, Graham was my only lead.
I think I need that,
The seal on the floor showed my
Apple
buddy
TV
Joey
4K.
just as I remembered him, when I left him in charge all those years ago.
maybe it's the capture card. Fancy PCIe one, probably be a lot better.
Hey, buddy, watch where you're standing.
What's your problem?
Your face, for one.
Excuse me.
Well, if you hadn't been staring at the floor like a moron, you'd have seen me.
I didn't catch your name.
I'm your mama.
What? Do you live here?
Do I look like I live here?
I'm not from around here. Maybe everyone here looks like you.
Yeah? And what do I look like?
Trouble.
Keep walking.
Do you know where I can find Joey?
Oh, I don't know. Weirdo. They say he walked into the gap, or sailed across the sea. Either way, he abandoned us all in this place.
You don't like it here?
Needs more color, wouldn't you agree?
Do you know a guy called Graham Grundy?
Nope. Sounds like a moron.
In that case, let me introduce myself.
Ha!
Graham Grundy.
Not bad.
Doesn't surprise me.
What happened after Joey left?
Why are we having this
Well,
conversation?
duh. Council runs the city now.
I'll leave you to whatever it was you were doing.
Aw, really? I'll miss you.
Yes, I'm very busy.
Hey, dirtbag! What's your favorite color?
Huh?
You heard me. What's your favorite color?
Blue?
Weird.
Lame.
But you're wearing... Never mind.
Later, man purse.
Later, backpack.
Ha! You got nothing.
Clearly not everyone in Union City was quite as courteous as they were happy.
Clearly.
The seal depicted my friend Joey as he looked when I left him in charge of the city. Clearly he'd made his mark.
Commencing spray. Please stand back.
Wait, I know that you, Chip.
Nice.
Oh my, is it really? Yes, it is. Master Graham, you have returned. How wonderful.
Oh, good day, huh?
It's a 3D
I shall
clone if I
inform
remember
Madam
one.
and her guest that you have arrived. She will be so pleased.
No, that won't be necessary.
She will be overjoyed that you have finally returned to the bosom of the family. My apologies for the interruption, Madam Songbird. It's Master Graham.
What about him, Chipworth?
It appears he has arrived home, Madam.
He has, but that's wonderful! Oh, thank Joey! My dear husband is back!
Ah, I was hoping to meet you, Mr. Grundy. Mentor Alonso, Ministry of Well-Being. I was just here to investigate some irregularities.
I'm sure my Graham needs a few moments to freshen up. Why don't I show you my kudos records? I don't know who you are, but right now we're both in a lot of trouble. So for both our sakes, you'd better convince the mentor that you're Graham.
Yes, of course.
I'll stall him. Just don't come through that door until you know enough about Graham to pass yourself off as him.
Don't worry. You can count on me. I wasn't sure what I'd walked into. But if I was to convince anyone I was Graham, I needed to find out more about him. His job, his family, his state of mind. The mentor could ask me about anything. Information about Graham was scattered all over the place. All I had to do was look around.
Okay.
Rhythmic gymnastics, first place.
Look, we shall.
That looked like Graham and his wife on their wedding day. They looked blissfully in love.
Does not look anything like him.
Amethyst or purple glass? Either way, it looked expensive. Fairy tales, courtly romances, and art books. A shelf full of sports gear and awards from years gone by.
Is he gonna quiz me about kitchen appliances?
Union City Red. I suspected it was more fruit juice than wine.
Probably not much in there.
I was hit by the acrid smell of chemicals.
Huh. Looks like my
Giant scorpions in the sewers. Real or fake? Unlikely. The tentacle monsters would have eaten them years ago. I wondered if Graham self-medicated. When I came to Union City 10 years ago, this was very much the case. These days, I wasn't so sure. Anti-Hobart propaganda. Some things never change. A printer? It was rare to see one of those. How to survive a war. Better just to not be around to see them.
True.
The calendar showed today as a holiday. Aspiration Day.
Knew that.
Among the drawings were photographs, land trains, and the city walls?
What were you up to, Graham?
Espionage during the Hobart Wars. Nice to see the propaganda was still around. can tell a lot about a man from his shoes. In this case, that the man had no taste. Looked like these photos were taken by the city walls. A uniform like the one Graham's wife wore. It was cut for someone much larger. The logo on the uniform was quite distinct. A sword? The blade was cracked. The box was for a deluxe hollow plinth replacement lens. There was nothing inside. I wondered if the people knew that Hobart agents had helped me save their city. A cavalcade of cryptids. Someone believed in monster stories. The droids who stare at goats. A classic.
Nice. Funny reference. Just a few more pictures, maybe.
Excuse me, please.
The trees in the gap weren't as pretty, but at least they were real. The pictures were all of Graham's wife. They were photochemical prints, taken using an old-style film camera. The retro technology had managed to blend songbirds seamlessly into the fake backgrounds. The photography was impressive, but the subject didn't look happy. The pictures in the apartment told a sad story. A blissful romance that had soured with time.
Know all about that.
Hello there. Chipworth, wasn't it?
Master Graham, may I say, sir is looking even more fabulous than usual today.
Why, thank you.
Has Master Graham lost weight?
Maybe. Does Master Graham look like he's lost weight?
Oh, yes, sir. And it would appear sir has gained some height as well. Bravo.
Tell me, Chipworth, who was that woman just now?
But that was sir's wife, Madame Songbird.
Yes, of course. My wife.
Is sir quite feeling himself?
It's fine. I've just been having a difficult few days.
How serendipitous that the well-being mentor is here then, is it not, sir?
Chipworth, tell me everything you know about me.
Request respectfully declined,
Gonna
sir.
take a while.
But aren't you my butler droid?
Yes, sir. I have been sir's butler for a very long time.
Then why can't you tell me?
Standing orders, sir.
Whose orders?
You... nice try, sir. Almost had me.
Graham had made sure his droid wouldn't talk. I had to do my own investigating. This mentor, what will he ask me about?
The Ministry of Well-Being is always concerned, sir, with a citizen's well-being.
Well-being?
That's right, sir. A citizen's health and happiness, their relationships and social life, all of the utmost importance to the Ministry. He might also inquire if Sir needs any support in the workplace or similar.
Why exactly was I selected?
I believe Sir's 2-week-long work, poll, and social hiatus may have raised some concerns. Just be yourself, Sir, and you will be fine.
Of course, because I am Graham Grundy. I need you to do something for me.
Just say the word, Sir.
Please, can you do the laundry, Chipworth?
Excellent idea, sir. I'll have your coat cleaned in no time.
On second thought, my coat's fine.
As Sir wishes.
Tell me about that woman.
This guy hates me.
A woman? Can Sir possibly be referring to his good lady wife?
Humor me. For instance, her name would be...
Madam Songbird. Clearly, Sir is not feeling quite himself today. Sir
That's
might
me.
recall he even forgot dear old Chipworth's name earlier.
Who?
Me, sir.
Who was that guy in here when I arrived?
Is Sir referring to the gentleman currently probing your wife in the bedroom?
I guess I am.
What?
That would be the Honorable Mentor Alonso, Senior Officer at the Ministry of Well-Being. I believe that he would like to see you next.
He would?
Mentor Alonso indicated that there were 1 or 2 anomalies in Master Graham's records. Public voting, kudos levels, employment, whereabouts within the city.
Just some minor things, then.
Consumption patterns, biosigns, indication of physical existence.
I think I get the picture.
But I'm sure there's a simple answer, Master Graham.
Tell me about the mentor.
As a high-ranking official of the Ministry of Well-Being, he is here, I am sure, to evaluate the well-being of this household.
Well-being?
Health, social participation, work fulfillment, the usual, sir.
Is this interview just going to be about me?
Correct. The mentor is here to assess Sir's well-being.
And what happens if Sir answers the questions incorrectly?
Incorrectly, sir? Get them wrong? How could Sir possibly do that?
Perhaps I hit my head on something.
Ha! Very droll, sir, very droll. Might I suggest that Sir just be himself and it will all be fine?
I didn't have long. I needed to learn about Graham Grundy, and fast. Have a super day, Chipworth.
I got this. No problem.
Serving you, sir. Every day is super.
Use both the bedroom.
Excuse me, please.
Not much.
Something told me the fire was not authentic. If I was going to pass myself off as Graham, I needed to know all about him. His work, his social standing, and his health prior to his demise would be a good start. Perhaps I'd find more on his personal terminal. I needed to find out more information if I wanted to avoid getting caught out.
Excuse me, please.
A chart showing that Graham's kudos score had recently dropped. I wondered what had caused such a sharp decline. I had made some headway, but I still needed to learn about Graham's work and his state of health. The council was made up of 5 ministries. Each ministry had their own logo and distinctive color scheme. From the color of his uniform, it was clear that Graham worked for the Ministry of Comfort. I wondered what exactly Graham's role was.
Oh. My right joystick does something. I just figured that out on these menus. Anyway. Okay. Lens replacements. Thank you for your custom. Turn the faulty one. Follow up thing. Health scanner. Wonder how I can see my health. Kudos. Oh, something about a llama. Ah. Good thing I got here when I did. I guess it kind of looks like him. No personal data. Why are messages locked though? Oh, this still won't let me scroll the other joystick. Oh well.
I couldn't access Graham's messages. I added that to my list of things to look into.
Ooh. Hack the printer. Maybe not. Maybe later.
Welcome back, Graham. Displaying your health chart now. It has been 2 weeks since your last checkup. You have lost weight. Congratulations. It has been noted that your height has increased. Adjusting records accordingly. Scanning for medical implants. Error. Implant missing. Refreshing biomodification database. Please wait. Removing cardiac implant registration. Registering Schriebman port as new implant.
The scanner had detected my Schriebman port, which allowed me to interact with Link, the city's old network. Since then, I'd pretty much forgotten about it.
Adjusting your health rating from C to A+.
All right.
I was considerably fitter than Graham. That was good to know.
Give me a checkup.
Scanning. Your physical health is within the top percentile for a Union citizen. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You are welcome, Citizen Graham.
Do you have any advice for me?
A single can of Spankles contains more than your daily dietary requirements. Look for the clown.
That's
Drink
crazy.
Spankles. Keep a smile on your face.
Thanks.
You are welcome, Citizen Graham.
Do you have any further advice for me?
Are you aware that falls while walking are one of the biggest causes of injuries in Union City? Remember, no matter how short the journey, a monopod is always safer and more convenient.
Thanks.
You are welcome, Citizen Graham.
What devices do I have installed?
You possess a U-chip personal data implant in the perlicue of your right hand. It is functioning correctly. Your cardiac regulator implants have been marked as removed. Please return them to your nearest medical waste facility.
Will do.
You possess a Schriebman local interneural connection port in the third cervical vertebrae. This hardware predates the Minos system and cannot be accessed at this terminal.
That's probably for the best.
You are welcome, Citizen Graham.
Do you have any further advice for me?
Calocephala fimbriata are dangerous carriers of disease. Never approach, and if you touch one, report for immediate disinfecting. Do not feed the birds.
Thanks.
You are welcome,
Little late
Citizen
for that.
Graham.
All right, no more advice.
That's all for now.
Due to the alteration of your physical parameters, a new uniform has been ordered and will arrive at your home shortly. Keep a smile on your face.
I was a lot healthier than Graham. In fact, I'd say Graham was downright unhealthy. I had gathered quite a bit of information about his health and social situation, but I still needed to know exactly what he did for a living.
There we go.
So Graham was a cleaning supervisor? I had learned all I was going to from Graham's apartment. I hoped it would be enough.
Of course, I skipped the bathroom first time. Oh, whale.
If I was going to convince the mentor, I had to be sure I knew enough about Graham.
Oh. Yeah.
I couldn't keep them waiting any longer. From that point on, I had to be
Fingers crossed.
Graham Grundy,
Let's go.
cleaning supervisor.
Darling, I thought you were going to freshen up.
I was, but I missed the sweet sound of your voice.
Oh, Graham, always the romantic. But please don't kiss me until you've showered.
Wouldn't dream of it. Besides, I couldn't let Alfonso here
Alonso?
monopolize my lovely wife for a moment longer.
In which case, shall we begin?
Of
Why not?
course. Shall we take a seat in the lounge? It was now or never.
So, Mr. Grundy.
Mentor Alonso, what would you like to know?
Ah, well, straight to the point. I like that. As I was explaining to your dear wife earlier, there have been some issues with your activity records of late.
Issues? What do you mean?
Mr. Grundy, a word to the wise. This will be much smoother if you leave the questions to me. Now, whilst your records load, remind me, in which ministry are you employed?
Comfort. I'm a cleaning supervisor.
Yes, of course. Here we go. Graham Grundy, 42, cleaning supervisor with the Ministry of Comfort. Cleaning supervisors require Class C exertive activity certification. I trust that your health rating is sufficient.
A to the plus plus plus.
I did drop down a bit, but I'm back to Class A plus now.
Excellent, excellent. Very good.
Not quite enough, though.
With that in
Gonna
mind,
get the S.
I will mark you as fit for work, barring any other issues. Now, obviously, your kudos level will have fluctuated due to your absence. You're a C+ right now. I note you used to be much higher.
I think it was a B plus.
B+.
I didn't spot a plus on the record. Must have been my mistake. Well, that is all I need to check off. But I'd be remiss if I didn't offer you all the extra support and guidance that you need.
Mentor?
When someone goes off-grid, there's usually some underlying trouble. And as a mentor,
No trouble.
I like
I'm
to
just
think
dead.
of myself as a bit of a troubleshooter.
Of course. I appreciate the concern.
So, let's get to the bottom of all this confusion. Dig a bit deeper, eh?
Deeper? Yes, right. By all means, Mentor.
Tell me about your workplace. I trust there are no issues.
What is she doing? Monkey house. Is that a train?
Please, Mr. Grundy.
The zoo?
Interesting. Your file says land trains and extra city commerce.
Oh, can't get anything past you, Mentor Alonso. Graham's making another of his little jokes.
Oh, yes. Very amusing. Had me going there.
Now, Graham, let's take it seriously from here. I'm sure Mentor Alonso has places he'd rather be.
Of course, please continue.
We are, of course, very grateful for your service, Mr. Grundy. But there we come to the crux of the matter. Your absence. 15 days is a long time. This is, of course, why my ministry has become involved in your case. We have been concerned for your well-being.
I'm fine. Better than ever, in fact.
Excellent. Now, speaking of your health, I note you had some surgery last year. Tell me about your implants. Are they working effectively?
Heart.
You mean my heart regulators? Nothing to worry about. As you can see, the beat goes on.
Yes. Well, I must say you're in remarkable shape considering your medical history. Of course, your mental well-being is just as important to us. How are you getting on with your rather peculiar hobbies?
You mean my photography?
I do, yes.
You can't beat the feeling of an old-time film camera.
I can imagine. You have an eye for composition. Although I don't understand your interest in using such archaic technology. Choosing to fiddle with knobs rather than availing of ministry-recommended filters, stabilization, automatic archive, and data retrieval, all courtesy of Minos. If we can't see what you create, how can we share in your interests?
What can I say?
It's a little
I like
too
a
close to
challenge.
home, to be honest.
I'm sure you do, Graham. Ah, well. I have a busy day of appointments, so sadly we must conclude our little chat there.
It's been a pleasure, Mentor.
Hasn't it? So with that in mind, perhaps you can tell me where you've been for the last 2 weeks.
What? Right. Yes, where have I been the last 2 weeks?
Do I get a hint for this one?
Okay, so the last 2 weeks, I was working at the land train facility, of course. Cleaning. I'm a cleaning supervisor. And while I was cleaning, I must have bumped my head. The next thing I knew, I was in the middle of nowhere, still on the train. 2 weeks later, the train returned to the city. Cleaner than it's ever been, I might add.
My poor darling! How awful! What a dreadful thing to happen!
I believe I have all the answers I need from you.
Well, that's a relief.
I'm sure it is, Mr. Grundy.
Well, thank you for stopping by.
Just a teeny tiny thing before I go. There appears to be 1 or 2 anomalous results here.
Anomalous? That doesn't sound good.
It may be nothing. But here's the thing. I get strange readings when I scan your U-chip. Any idea why?
Maybe it got damaged when I fell.
Possibly. It's as plausible as everything else you've told me today. You see, the only other time I've seen anything like this is when a U-chip has been tampered with. No one would have done that now, would they?
Tampered with? I didn't even know that you could do that.
Graham's a supervisor, not a subversive mentor.
Yes, a supervisor, not a subversive.
Damaged when he fell. Request analysis. Now, it's clear to me that your recent concussion has had some deleterious effects on your memory. You need some time to recuperate.
Of course, mentor. I shall see to it that he gets the care he needs.
Oh, I have no doubt that you will. And to support you in this, I converted some of your kudos to grant you both some time off work.
Our kudos? Wait, how much?
Oh, nothing too severe. Just enough to give you some time to reflect. You may notice a slight dip in your social tier, however.
But the Aspiration Day Gala... tonight.
Yes, won't it be something? I am so looking forward to it. Anyway, keep a smile on your face.
You too.
Good day, Mr. and Mrs. Grundy.
What in the name of Joey do you call that sorry performance?
Maybe I could have tried harder.
Look, Buster. Everything was fine until you turned up. I'd dragged my kudos all the way up to Class B for that gala. I don't want time off. I want my gala tickets. If there is anything wrong with Graham's U-chip, you would better sort it out sharpish before Alonso's analysis comes back. Who even are you? Where's Graham? Are you that contact he kept ranting about?
Whatever Graham had been up to, it had gotten him killed. I had to come clean with his wife. There's no easy way to say this, but I'm afraid Graham is dead.
What? How? Where?
I found him. In the Gap.
The Gap? What was the idiot doing in the Gap? Was that where he was always sneaking off to? Ugh!
A child, Milo, was abducted from a village out there and brought into Union City. And I think Graham was somehow connected.
Sure, and pigs fly. Listen, stranger. I'm sure you can understand this has been a rather harrowing day. This is all too much for me right now.
Tell me about it.
So, I'm gonna do some damage control on social media. In the meantime, I guess that officially it is your home, so you can stay, but this is my bedroom, and that one is yours. No cute ideas.
Understood. Songbird seemed rattled by the news. Not surprising. But whoever this contact of Graham's was, I suspected they were the key to finding Milo.
Why did he have his own mattress in there in the first place? It's a little sketchy.
Excuse me, please?
Sure.
Apologies, Citizen Graham. This is not your residence. Apologies, Citizen Graham. This is not your residence.
Graham's contact.
Someone had spilt paint on the floor. The holdall was stained with paint. With no hand scanners, I figured they were intended for droids.
Commencing refill.
What the heck?
The seal had been vandalized. Poor Joey.
Wonder who did that.
Dear me, a terrible situation. Very troubling indeed.
Mentor, given your experience, your input here would be greatly appreciated.
Orana, isn't it? You strike me as a fine young officer of the Ministry of Well-Being. Would you say that's an accurate description?
I'm flattered, sir.
Your record is exemplary, I believe.
I do my best, sir.
I'm sure you do. So please, don't let me down. Fix this mess.
Mess? You mean the girl?
The whole untidy situation.
Yes, sir.
Atta girl. Keep a smile on your face. After all, it's Aspiration Day, isn't it? The happiest day of the year.
I'll take care of it, sir.
I know you will. By the way, a call to pest control wouldn't go amiss.
Of course, sir.
Meanwhile, I shall isolate this area until this unfortunate incident has been resolved.
Thank you, sir. I
Very good,
appreciate
very good.
your advice.
We're all here to learn from each other. Take care now.
Miss? Pardon me, miss! Who, me? Hey! You can see forever up here! You know, be free!
Miss, you have to be careful.
Careful or careless? I know which one I want to be!
Why don't you come down, yes? Miss Dijon, is that right? Raquel Dijon.
Yeah! That's... me. I think...
Raquel,
Raquel? Did you say Raquel?
you need to come down.
What? Where am I? Oh no! Help! Help!
Hearing her name had...
Oh, come on. It's not the first time that's happened. I really have to do this again.
Commencing spray. Please stand back.
terrible situation.
Skip.
Very troubling
Skip.
indeed.
Given your experience, your input here would be greatly appreciated.
Orana, isn't it? You strike me as a fine young officer of the Ministry of Well-Being. Would you say that's an accurate description?
I'm flattered, sir.
Your record is exemplary, I believe.
I do my best, sir.
I'm sure you do. So please, don't let me down. Fix this mess.
Mess? You mean the girl?
The whole untidy situation.
Yes, sir.
Atta girl. Keep a smile on your face. After all, it's Aspiration Day, isn't it? The happiest day of the year.
I'll take care of it, sir.
I know you will. By the way, a call to pest control wouldn't go amiss.
Of course, sir.
Meanwhile, I shall isolate this area until this unfortunate incident has been resolved.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your advice.
We're all here to learn from each other. Take care now.
Miss! Pardon me, miss!
Who, me? Hey! You can see forever up here! You know, be free!
Miss, you have to be careful.
Careful or careless? I know which one I want to be!
Why don't you come down, yes? Miss Dijon, is that right? Raquel Dijon.
Yeah! That's... me. I think...
Raquel!
Raquel? Did you say Raquel?
You need to come down.
What? Where am I? Oh no! Help! Help!
Hearing her name had triggered a total change in the girl's behavior. I needed to find a way to get her down before she fell.
Water tank.
Are you okay?
No! I don't know how I got up here!
Raquel! Raquel Dijon! Don't panic! I'm from the Ministry of Well-Being.
How can we help?
Nothing to see here, sir. I suggest you go back inside and enjoy some screen-based entertainment.
That's what I'm doing.
Excuse me. I'd like to make a complaint.
Please, both of you. I'm a welfare officer. I know how to deal with this kind of problem. I just need to check the negotiation protocol.
Well, thank goodness the Ministry is on this. It's all very distracting.
Can you see any way down from there?
No!
Okay, we'll see what we can do from here. How did you get up there?
I don't know! Please! I'm frightened!
She climbed the outside of the building. Astounding agility, by the way. Most impressive.
I don't remember!
Bravo, miss!
Sit tight. We'll soon have you down.
What's your name?
Her name is Raquel. Now, would you please?
Raquel? Oh, but of course, that makes far more sense. She told me her name was Rat Girl. But it would appear her grotesque moniker signifies little more than a deplorable deficiency of elocutionary attainment. Rat Girl, indeed.
Please, gentlemen, now is not the time.
Anyone got any ideas?
Yes, I do. I have an idea.
Go on.
Never use a simile when a metaphor suggests itself.
What?
I'm in the middle of composing an Aspiration Day poem, but my lexiconic cupboard is bare, so to speak. Hence the requirement for...
Wait, is this idea about your poem?
Well, yes. You asked if anyone had an idea. You were not specific to the context.
Don't worry, we'll get you down safely.
And soon. One hopes.
I bet we're gonna use that robot.
The cleaning robot was clearly designed to carry heavy water tanks.
Water tank depleted.
Is it daytime? Ooh, here we go. Just gotta fill up his water tank.
Water refill complete. Water tank.
Raquel!
Help! Please!
What are you painting?
Sir, please, you're not helping.
What? I didn't... I don't know!
Her work is rather inspired, don't you think? I do believe art may be her calling.
Please, both of you.
Help me!
Can you see any way down from there?
No! And everything's wet now thanks to that robot.
Hold on. We'll work something out. Think you can get on the robot when it passes?
I could try. But what if...
We'll catch you. You can do it.
I rather doubt she can.
Can't you try and be more encouraging?
You have a reasonably good eye for aesthetics.
Thank you?
Now, grab on tight. We'll be right underneath you.
You'll be fine.
Human grip strength is famously reliable. Only in short bursts.
Okay, here goes.
Commencing refill. Water refill complete. Commencing spray. Please stand back. Water tank depleted.
Can I do it? What's going on?
Commencing refill.
Movable where? Oh wow. this later on. Still don't understand what I do with this though. Sure, let's change this. Maybe.
Commencing refill.
Oh, here we go.
Water refill complete.
I don't know what the sprinkler has to do with anything.
Water tank depleted.
Let's wait until there's no water in it. See if it does anything.
Commencing refill. Water refill complete.
Heck yeah.
How do you feel, Raquel? Are you okay?
I don't know.
Well, I'm glad that's all sorted. Shall I call a pod for her?
I've got it from here, thank you. Raquel, what were you even doing up there?
I don't know. I don't really remember anything.
The girl looked glad to be back on solid ground. Excuse me?
Mr. Grundy. Oh, Mr. Grundy.
Mr. Grundy?
Bravo, Mr. Grundy. Your actions in this situation were sublime, albeit unconventional. The local noise levels have already returned to normal, and the building will soon sparkle again.
I'm more concerned about the girl. Is she gonna be okay?
Yes, yes, blah blah blah. And all that. Officer, wouldn't you say that Mr. Grundy's actions today warrant a kudos boost? Hmm?
Of course. Thank you for the suggestion.
Tarquin, miss.
Orana. Orana Newblood.
Yeah, like the guy said. Graham Grundy.
Mr. Grundy?
What is the reflection spa?
What is the... Are you feeling okay, Graham? Everyone this side of the industrial level has heard of reflections.
Oh, you mean that reflection spa. It's been a long day.
Next, you'll be asking me to tell you about this Joey guy.
No, I'm familiar. Raquel. Is she always like that?
What do you mean?
Well, I met her earlier, and she seemed like a totally different person.
She's been through a big ordeal. Nothing that a trip to the reflection spa won't sort out.
Oh. That sounds suspect.
Will she be in trouble for the graffiti?
Well, no real harm done. The droid will clean it up, eventually. That said, her kudos rating will take a hit.
All because she defaced Joey?
People loved Joey, and what he did for us.
Joey was my friend. We did so much together.
Well, he might be gone, but he's not forgotten. You can find out about our savior at the Museum of New History.
Distracted. Know all about the museum, but whatever.
You mentioned I could find out about Joey in a museum?
Yes. The Museum of New History has exhibits about how he transformed the city. I'd recommend it to anyone who wants to learn about him and his legacy.
A museum dedicated to Joey? He'd be proud of that for sure.
Well, it's not all Joey. They have a special exhibit about the previous administration. Old technology, maps, that sort of thing. My advice, though, is to avoid dwelling on the past. Anyway, taking in some culture is good for you. Find it at the Piazza, if you get the chance.
How is the girl doing?
She'll be fine. This sort of trauma is best handled at the reflection spa.
So, do you work here?
I'm an officer for the Ministry of Well-Being.
You often have to talk girls off high ledges?
My first one.
You did a good job.
Thanks.
There we go.
I'm on the trail of a missing kid called Milo. I think he's somewhere in Union City.
That
Keep
shouldn't be
asking
difficult.
people, but-
Any greeter terminal will be able to find him via U-chip.
No, that won't help. He was brought here from the Gap.
That's not possible.
I assure you.
Where did you say you worked, Mr. Grundy?
That'd be the Ministry of Comfort.
I suggest you concentrate on your work and leave well-being issues to the appropriate ministry.
Goodbye.
I guess I should get going.
Yeah, well, thanks for your help.
I suppose I should thank you too.
No problem. You take care.
You too, Mr. Grundy. If you need any well-being support, just ask for me at a greeter terminal. Orana Newblood. Come on, Raquel. Let's get you to the spa. You'll be feeling better in no time. No need to worry, Raquel. You're safe now. Happy faces all round, right? In fact, this calls for a celebration. It is Aspiration Day after all.
Oh, goodness. Is it?
All day. And you know what would be the best end to a day like this? A trip to the Reflection Spa. I'll pull a string or two, and we'll get you straight to the front of the line.
go to the museum or the reflection spot?
Water tank depleted.
Excuse me, sir. What blessed relief that ghastly incident was resolved without loss of life.
Yeah, poor kid was acting really weird.
Weird as in eerie, weird as in unnatural, weird as in humorous.
Eerie, yes. Unnatural, yes. Humorous, no.
Oh, shame. One is seeking humorous anecdotes to include in one's poem. On a scale of 0 to 1, how humorous would you say that incident was?
You mean the girl? 0.
That is very helpful, thank you. The poet laureate Reginald Arthur Schnipple Esquire sends his regards and/or condolences as appropriate.
How nice of you, Reginald.
Correction, sir. If one may be so bold, Mr. Schnipple is of course sir's human neighbor. How sir might mistake yours truly, Tarquin, for our beloved poet laureate is beyond imagining.
Indeed.
Who are you again?
Tarquin, Fidelis Mark II domestic savant, at your service.
So you're a servant?
Savant, please. I am a highly engineered personal aid.
Do you work in these apartments?
Of course, Master Grundy. Sir and I have been neighbors for 147 days and 11 hours.
I'm Graham Grundy.
Of course, sir.
So we've met before?
Of course, sir.
When's the last time you saw Graham? Me?
Master Grundy, one is sure one doesn't need to remind sir that one works with sir's neighbor.
One would need one to remind one.
Ah, does sir mean sir would need one to remind sir, or one would need sir to remind one?
One is not sure anymore. You have a real way with words.
Aha, sir is referring to one's grammatical prowess, no?
Yes.
Sir is too kind. And yet, if only one could translate grammatical prowess into poetic inspiration.
Definitely not related.
What do you think about the graffiti?
As an artiste, I find any medium a valid form of expression. Of course, the vandalism does somewhat detract from the piece.
See you later, Tarquin.
Goodbye.
Will I?
Huh? It's just a phrase.
Shall we schedule in another meeting?
I don't think that's necessary.
Such ambiguity. A tortured soul. Alas, I am inspired.
Water refill complete.
Oh, there's nothing else over here.
Commencing spray. Please stand back.
The museum it is.
Welcome, Citizen Graham.
Thank you.
Where would you like to go?
I needed to find more information on Graham's contact before I could decide where to go next. Sorry, Monopod. I think that I'll stay here.
No problem, Citizen Graham.
Oh. Well then.
Commencing spray. Please stand.
Got a minute?
Is something the matter?
Hello again.
Good day, Master Grundy.
So you like the graffiti?
I said it was a valid form of expression, albeit not on a par with, say, the literary arts. But as art goes, it's not too abhorrent.
Have you heard any reports of missing children?
Why, no, Master Graham. If anyone went missing, I'm sure AI Officer Greta would find their U-chips.
What if they were from outside the city?
Well, surely AI Officer Greta would find them by their newly implanted U-chips.
Fair enough. For all his poetry, Tarquin was still a Union City droid. Bye for now.
Before you depart, may I use you as a sort of muse?
Depends. Are you writing a romance?
I had something of a tragedy in mind.
I'd rather you didn't.
Oh.
Commencing refill. Water refill complete.
In Union City, even the teddy bears had screens. This one was broken.
So I can't turn it on?
I poked at it, but I couldn't get it to turn on.
Fair enough.
The shelf was loaded with books on management, business theory, and military strategy. A collection of toy animals were lined up in little baskets. One was missing. Carl Koala. Kevin Kangaroo.
Is that a kitten?
Dave Dingo.
Wouldn't have guessed.
The climate controls looked complicated, except for the big switch marked Windows.
Come in handy later.
Jasmine. Songbird, I'm sorry.
You're sorry. Oh, terrific. As long as you're sorry. But tell me, what exactly are you sorry for? Turning up here? Pretending to be my husband? Or maybe you're sorry for making such a mess of it. All that kudos straight down the drain.
But...
Do you know how much effort I've put into getting that gala ticket? How many months of fake smiles and loathsome dinner parties? Only to have Mentor Alonso convert it all into time off to spend with you! So, please explain. What exactly are you sorry for?
That your husband is dead.
Yes. Well, it's a nightmare. The absolute last thing I needed today. Trust Graham to choose the day of the Ministry's visit.
You don't seem too shaken up.
Neither do you.
I wasn't married to him.
Neither was I, really. Not by the end. Look, stranger. You told me your secret, so I'll tell you mine. Last few years, Graham gave up trying to be anything other than the dullard he really was. If it weren't for the kudos for being married, I'd have dumped him months ago. You're new here, so a word of advice? You want to win in Union City? Learn the rules and play the game.
My name's Foster, by the way. Robert Foster.
Songbird.
Is there anything more you can tell me about Graham?
Not much. He was a loner whose only friends were idiots like him.
Who's this contact you mentioned?
Bad news, as far as my kudos level is concerned.
What do you mean?
Graham was always rambling on about this hacker friend of his. Had a daft name. Leet, I think.
Are you a collector?
What?
Toys. You have quite the collection.
Oh, yes. The whole set of cuddly kitties. Even the limited edition Mama Bear from 5 years back. Well, I did have the whole set, at least.
Did something happen?
Bartleby went missing, that's what. I asked Graham about it and he denied all knowledge. Then, when I tried to use the Mama Bear tracker to find dear Bartleby, he threw her across the room.
Clumsy.
Clumsy? Those bears were my engagement gift. He hid Bartleby just to spite me.
Graham had taken Songbird's toy Bilby, but I couldn't figure out what he'd have wanted with it. Wherever he'd gone, Graham clearly didn't want to be tracked. Any idea where I could find Leet?
Probably somewhere up top, with the other degenerates. If I were you, I'd stay away.
What's a Mama Bear tracker?
What do you think? It tracks her babies.
Her babies?
The cuddly kiddies. Most toys in Union City are tracker-enabled. Lost toys mean screaming babies. Unless you got a tracker.
Mind if I have a look at the tracker?
Go ahead, though the screen is broken. Squeeze the left ear to turn it on.
Tell me more about Graham.
Why do you want to know?
I think he might have been involved in something.
What do you mean?
I came to Union City from the Gap because I was investigating a mysterious...
Oh, for Joey's sake, not you too. Blah blah conspiracy, blah blah giant dog. Graham was the perfect husband until he started getting crazy ideas. Why couldn't he just have an affair like a normal person?
Could Graham have had anything to do with kidnapping?
For both our sakes, I hope not.
Mind if I have a look at the tracker?
Go ahead, though the screen is broken. Squeeze the left ear to turn it on.
Mind if I have a look at the tracker?
Go ahead, though the screen is broken. Squeeze the left ear to turn it on.
Graham was a conspiracy theorist?
Always was. But before he went missing, he really changed.
He became secretive. He used to close the terminal whenever I came into the room.
That's not that strange.
And he started spending a lot of time in the bathroom. And then he just disappeared.
Okay, that's the weird bit. Did Leet believe in Graham's conspiracies?
Believe? Pretty sure he's where Graham got him from. Bad influence all round.
What does Bartleby Bilby look like?
Bartleby is a bilby. Adorable, long ears. Like a bandicoot and a rabbit all rolled into one. At least he was, before he went missing.
What were you saying about kudos?
You mean all the kudos I've now lost, thanks to you?
Yeah, kudos. That's important, right?
Were you born yesterday?
Let's just say I'm new here.
Okay, newbie. Here's how it works in Union City. Be a good example, stay happy, and you get kudos.
Which you spend?
Well, kinda, but not really. The higher your kudos level, the lower you are in the city. Simple.
So kudos is bad?
Aren't you listening? Lower. Lower is better.
So you need a higher kudos to get lower?
Of course. That industrial pit up there hovers over me like a storm cloud. And this middle level is simply beneath me.
I think I understand what you mean.
But the lower level, now they are my kind of people. They've got standards that you don't see enough of round here.
How can I raise my kudos level?
With kudos, obviously.
So how do I get more kudos?
Well, isn't that just the question? Like I said, be happy, get points.
But how can you be happy when you've just found out your husband is dead?
You think I'm not sad on the inside? No one's gonna give me a medal for having a dead husband.
But...
Let's talk about something else, eh? My points have already dipped way too much today, thanks to you.
Mind if I have a look at the tracker?
Go ahead, though the screen is broken. Squeeze the left ear to turn it on.
What's with the Alonso guy?
Guy? I believe you're referring to Mentor Alonso from the Ministry of Well-Being. He's a high-ranking official. And thanks to you, he won't be taking his eyes off us anytime soon.
We got away with it, didn't we?
Do you think he's a fool? When he finds out who you really are, we're both done for. My kudos won't survive another hit like that.
Is Alonso coming back here?
For both our sakes, I hope not. But I'm not risking it, so don't even think about doing anything stupid.
Nothing stupid? For how long?
Very amusing. Until my kudos is back on track, obviously. But for now, you are Graham.
Looks like Graham was quite the photographer.
Oh, he was dreadful. At first I thought he was an artist. Then I found out he used those ridiculous antique cameras. It took hours to see the finished photographs. And he took forever fussing with the lighting. The only good thing about his photographs is that I'm in most of them.
What do you know about the council?
They run the city. You know, like they always have since Joey left.
Can I speak to them?
Not with Graham's ID, you can't.
You work for the Ministry of Comfort?
Sure do. It might not sound prestigious, but without us, the city falls down.
You don't seem the type to settle for a cleaning job.
Cleaning supervisor, thank you very much. And you'll find in Union City, it's not what you do, it's how you do it that counts.
How so?
You know, get the job done, don't get in trouble, keep a smile on your face, the usual.
It's a good philosophy.
Can I ask you about some missing children?
I'd rather you didn't.
If everyone has to do something. Why is it still on there? She's just gonna say the same thing.
Mind if I have a look at the tracker?
Go ahead, though the screen is broken. Squeeze the left ear to turn it on.
That's all for now.
Yeah, bye.
It looked like Graham had taken Bartleby and didn't want it tracked. I had a hunch that he had taken it to Leet, but had no idea why.
So I gotta fix this thing.
I didn't think Songbird would appreciate me rummaging through her things.
Fair enough. Can't turn it on.
The device was now on, but with the screen broken, I'd need to find another way to get at the data. I wondered why Graham had taken a children's toy.
Hello there. I'm Mama Bear.
Hi.
Mama Bear looks after all the cuddly kitties. Are you looking for one of my children?
I'm looking for Bartleby Bilby.
Don't worry, child. Look at my tummy to find your missing friend.
Heck yeah. Toy Finder service. Tracks the location of every cuddly kitty in Union City. Import location from Toy Finder Service. Tracker. Visualize location. I feel like I need another way to visualize the location. Otherwise, where else is it gonna pull the location from? Take it.
Hi.
Mama Bear looks after all the cuddly kitties. Are you looking for one of my children?
I'm okay right now.
Remember, if you lose someone, you can always talk to me.
Oh, I see. So this is going to display what I need it to see. Heck yeah.
Excuse me, please.
Go away. Go away. Hey, come back in.
The plinth was showing the toy's tracking data. I could just about work out that the hologram showed the apartment building.
Oh, it's in his room. Right?
The box was for a deluxe hollow plinth replacement lens. There was nothing inside. A uniform like the one Graham's wife wore. It was cut for someone much larger. Looked like these photos were taken by the city walls. You can tell a lot about a man from his shoes. In this case, that the man had no taste.
I don't get it. Oh, wait a minute. Might be in the bathroom. Let me look at this one more time.
Excuse me, please.
The plinth was showing the toy's tracking data. I could just about work out that the hologram showed the apartment building.
Wait, what? This thing stopped spinning? I don't get it. So that's... Wait. That's this.
Kevin Kangaroo. There was an empty spot marked Bartleby Bilby. Hi.
Mama Bear looks after all the cuddly kitties. Are you looking for one of my children?
I see. Yes.
I'm looking for Bartleby Bilby.
Don't worry, child. Look at my tummy to find your missing friend.
Now it's gonna show.
The plinth was showing the toy's tracking data. All I needed to do was locate the area code E1594. Find the tracker, find Leet.
Do I need to write that down?
Excuse me, please.
Cool. So I know where I'm going now. We have a heading. I'm thinking it's breakfast time.
I had a lead. A map reference.
Welcome, Citizen Graham.
E1594.
Where would you
Graham
like to
had
go?
put a tracker there. Maybe it was the key to finding his hacker friend Leet.
The piazza is the place for me.
It would be my pleasure, Citizen Graham.
Not really where I wanted to go, I guess, but maybe it'll get us there. Eventually.
Hey, 2CU?
I'm not 2CU.
Oh, sorry. You look just like the one outside.
Oh, so we all look alike, do we?
Now hold
Saw that
on.
coming.
I didn't mean that.
Actually,
You have
did.
to admit, though, you do look a lot like 2CU.
My name is 1CU. One. We're totally different.
Oh, so is 2CU like an upgrade? Like a better version of you?
You're speaking to the first, an original, a numero uno community welfare droid.
Can you help me find the location E1594?
No,
Oh, why not?
because I don't know where it is.
You don't have a city map?
Fair enough.
Oh, I do. But that code is an obsolete map reference. Way before my time.
That's all for now.
Enjoy your day, Citizen Graham.
Thank you. See the museum's open. I bet it's in the old section of the museum. That'll get us there.
Leet was my only lead to discovering Graham's connection to the... And the obsolete map reference E1594 was the only lead I had to finding Leet. As I surveyed the room, I was greeted by a familiar face.
Hello, darling!
Perfect. Alright. Quick break.